Hey, it's Tuesday, and I'm Jeff, and I just woke up, so this will be fun. Um, this week is all about coming out, yay! So I guess I will say how I came out. Initially, it was kind of forced out of me. I had a really snoopy friend who figured out how to, see the stuff that I hid on MySpace. I mean, yeah, MySpace. It was a while ago because I was a MySpace kid. Um, this is before you can like completely hide like comments or whatever, and you can only do it through like I don't know some kind of coding stuff. But it wasn't really hidden. If someone knew how to, you know, look at it the right way, they could find it. So my friend figured out how to do that, and I don't even remember what I was talking about or who I was talking to, but she, you know, figured out that I was gay based on that, and then talked to me, but not before she told two of her good friends, um, and they all freaked out about it. So with that first, outing, I decided to come out to one or two or three of my good close friends on campus. Um, oh yeah, I was at a Christian school at the time. Um, so I did that, voluntarily. Came out to a few more people. Um, and then after a while, I figured, you know what, I might as well come out to my friends back home because I spent the last, like, at that time, like 5 or 6 years with them, really close to them. So I sent them all a letter, um, and the feedback was mostly okay. A couple of them, had a lot of questions, which was totally cool that they asked, and was able to answer to the best of my ability. I got a few like super brief, like, oh well, that's interesting, um, and just because I knew who they were, like I knew that they were like kind of put off by it, and I haven't really talked to them since. So another reason why it's safe to assume they were put off by it. And I got one or two like emails from parents of my friends, telling me that I turned away from God, all that fun stuff. Probably heard it all before. And so yeah, after that like initial round of coming out to friends or whatever, I still sort of kept it quiet. I was still at a Christian campus, and it's something you just don't talk about if you want to stay there. So I kept quiet about it. Didn't bring it up unless it was brought up, and even then, like I just tried to skirt away from the issue. Yeah, trying to think. It wasn't until like just a few years ago, like I was almost 3 years out of college, um, that I got an internship, or not an internship, um, but sort of like an internship position at a pretty big church in my area. And at the time, I was like, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm gay, blah, 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 blah. And luckily, the two people who, I was interviewing with, like, were probably some of the most supportive people at the church. So they loved it. And one of them ended up being my, like, mentor for the year. And he was the most supportive person that I've ever met about it. And throughout that year, he got me more comfortable with you know sex, which is a huge deal for me. Like that's part of the reason I never really talked about it because I never wanted to talk about sex because it had always made me uncomfortable. But yeah, he got me comfortable with that, or a little more comfortable. Um, and he just got me okay with being gay and accepting it for myself. And so throughout that year, I guess I came out to myself some. Um, and then once that year ended, there's a lot of shit that happened. Find like meeting gay friends, dealing with all that drama, and just finding the gay people, I guess, who I didn't want to associate with. just going through all that, and this is all secret too. At the time, I wasn't telling anyone I was, hanging out with these people, meeting these people. So like throughout that year, I was doing all that, and then I finally like just had like a close mental breakdown, and I came clean with everyone, told them, what I was doing, who I was hanging out with, which is a huge deal because like I was never wanted to go to clubs or anything or just hang out with people that people didn't know. Um, so like it was also a sign of growth to them that I was doing these things, but also it came at a heavy price. Like I had a mental collapse for a while. Um, so yeah, that all happened, and then that year with the whole church thing ended, and I was just like, fuck it, I am done like hiding anything of myself anymore. Once that church year ended and I became more accepting of myself, I just sort of expected it from everyone else. Especially when I met my current boyfriend, Dan. He is unapologetic for who he is and, how he is. And he's been a huge like role model for me in that aspect. Like so now, I mean, I don't make it a point to tell people that I'm gay, like the people I have just met or whatever. But also, you know, not everyone makes it a point to tell them that they're straight or that they like if I was straight, I wouldn't be like, oh hey, just so you know, I date women. Instead, I'm doing the same thing. I don't like, hey, just so you know, I date guys. It just if it comes up in conversation, then I'm more than happy to talk about it. But I treat it just like any normal person should because I'm a normal person. Um, and yeah, I mean, I guess family I guess is a huge thing. I never really had to come out to my family. I know after a few years of thinking about this, like I realized how lucky I am. I've never had to come out to my family. I just started bringing my boyfriend's home, and my family has never once questioned it. They've always, accepted the two boyfriends they've met of mine. Um, they've